So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this another wonderful webinar. Our guest today is André Gomez, the General Manager of Islas Secas in Panama. So we are going to show you the presentation. And at the same time, André is going to be speaking about his beautiful resort. We usually keep the question for the end. Huh? And here we go. So André, tell us more about Islas Secas, just even to get there.
Sure. We are in the Pacific of Panama, in the northern side. It's definitely a beautiful archipelago. It's not just a beautiful island property. It's an archipelago. It's 14 islands, beautiful, that we explore and we take guests around. The best way to get to Islas Secas is flying from Panama City to the property. It's a little bit over an hour. It's an hour and 10 minutes. Or so. We call this an air transfer because the minute you get out of the plane, we'll greet you right at the airport and we'll take you through the whole behind the scenes at the airport to make it easy for you. And then once we clear customs and migration, we go into our Twin Otter and take a scenery, beautiful flight over to Islas Secas, and you land right at the island, which is Isla Cavada.
Yeah. And also, you don't clear custom with anybody else at the airport. It's just you, your family. Huh? You clear custom where you're taking the private plane, not with everyone else at the airport.
Yes, it's definitely a VIP escort because you're greeted from the minute you walk out of the plane, and then we take you through the different connections. It's actually an FBO service that we use in Panama. It's a VIP service, and that way it's much easier, and all you have to do is just follow the person who's greeting you there and then take you over to our plane.
I did it in March. It was fantastic. Just for people who have clients, for our travel advisor who have clients who are flying private, we recommend that they fly private directly to David, correct?
Yes, direct flights, the easiest way, and we do it all the time, is to fly to David Airport. And then we do the same. We have our FBO there. We greet you, do immigrations. And then in that case, it's a 15-minute flight over to Islas Secas. And that's the plane. It's a Twin Otter, 15-seater. It can take a whole family. Works very convenient. And it's a company that we have hired that is called Air Panama. They are the ones that operate our plane and do the pilots, maintenance, etc. It's our plane, but we do contracted this local airline to operate our plane.
Which is perfect, huh? Very secure. What I notice as well, what I know is the plane is actually for one client at a time, huh? So, which is great. When clients arrive, they just have the full plane. Even if they're 2 or 4, they're getting the plane for themselves.
Correct. But we also can do, like, since it's our plane and we have a group like arriving at the same time, we can fly them together. We'll do the coordination, but definitely if you arrive in the morning and we can take you right away, we'll go ahead and do that.
So 14 islands, as you said, an untouched archipelago, untouched jungle, quite exceptional.
Correct. It's been an undiscovered gem in the Pacific, Panama, very close to Coiba National Park, which is also being considered a gem. Beautiful to do all the diving and hiking trails. It's so untouched, and the whole development for the 14 islands, it's only 7 keys, 12 rooms with 7 keys in order to keep it. The other day I was saying, this is not a hotel, this is a retreat in a 14 island archipelago in which you have 75 people just making sure we take good care of you.
So the resort is very small, and it's built only on one corner, if we can say, on one of the largest islands, which is called Cavada.
Correct. And the one that we see in that point is called Casita Grande. It's a 4-bedroom, ideal for families. And there, as you can see, it's pretty much a 360 degrees ocean view because you're right at the point, and you have beach on one side and the other one in the other side. And yeah, it's stunning, the location. Very easy to access. We have buggies, but is definitely an easy walk. And every time you're walking down to the terrace, which is our main dining area, just stop by the activities dock, which you will be seeing all of our guides ready to fill you with enthusiasm about all the activities that we can do right on property, which we'll talk about it in a little bit.
We can see, because I love these Casita Sombras, but on the right side of Casita Grande, you see two rooftops. They are rooftop of the two-bedroom, and you see one of the two-bedroom, which is the one I have now that I have in my background, has a private beach. I think this is a must. Huh?
Yeah, Casita Sombra is very special because you have your stairway down to your own beach and two little small islands in which you can do some diving, and especially for kids and families, anybody. This is definitely for that multi-generational. It's a multi-generational destination, but definitely for those that are into nature and doing activities.
So we said 7 casitas, huh? They are all together. I know you're building another 4-bedroom, a little in a different area of the island. Huh? But for the moment, we have 7 casitas and 12 rooms, basically, which make it not only a great resort to book a couple, but also a family resort for buyout. Huh?
Thank you for pointing that out, Dominic. That's correct. As we are looking at this floor plan or site map, on the left-hand side is what I call the family inventory, just because it's a two bedrooms and the 1 4-bedroom. And then on the right-hand side is the 1-bedrooms, the Casita Mirador, and then the tented casitas. And definitely in the other side with a beautiful low sunset view, it's been built and it's not coming for this coming season. It's called the Residence. It's a beautiful 4-bedroom, 1,500 meters big. It's going to be an addition to the inventory. On the meantime, we'll have to wait a little bit for that to come, but it's definitely happening with all the attention to details and experience. It'll be a wonderful addition to our luxury inventory.
So for the moment, we said 12 rooms, so maximum 24 guests for buyout, but ideal for honeymooners, ideal for family.
Correct. And that piece of art with beautiful architecture made out of bamboo, it's called terraza, and that's where we offer the dining experience overlooking at the ocean. Balboa Bar is in the back, beautiful area to just drink and read or work a little bit if you have to connect to disconnect. And I just love that piece of architecture there, terraza.
Mm-hmm. I like to also mention what the reason why the nickname of the island is Islas Secas. I like to mention it when I'm on that picture because you know why. You can see clearly.
Right. And I do mention that every time I welcome our guests. I have my stop in which I say, you know, why we're called Islas Secas. And the tides change so much. And this is when we have the low tide. All of our islands are secas, dried, so they're exposed. So it's definitely part of the beauty of this natural setting.
Yeah, because it's nothing dry about the island, the vegetation, but it's interesting, and these low tides. It's really so different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not similar. Yeah. So the terraza, let's speak about the dining, because I think that's not also, I can't say a big surprise, but almost, because you expect, good food, of course, because it's a 5-star, but I don't think you expect what you're going to find.
Yes, and our biggest challenge is how to really deliver the message and the right expectation of what we are, because it's so special, so unique. The terraza, it's beautiful setting, but it's definitely about the people. We have very talented, enthusiastic, passion, a very passionate team, which is Saul and Jose and Johan and all of these guys, which are always reading and learning about our guests to make sure that every night it's a different night. Even though it's the same location, it's a different surprise every single night. It could be a family style, it could be a 7-course dinner, 8-course dinner. It depends on how much time you have and what your likes and dislikes are in regards to your food preferences. But it's very laid out, very chill. I don't see the restaurant to look like a restaurant. It's more like a lobby lounge area in which you can sit and play with the different setups that we have. So very kind of bohemian, beautiful views. And that's our rock star. It's happened. that Saul is getting the most number of Instagram followers that I've ever seen. Everyone is writing to Saul before they come, and he's so enthusiastic sharing some of his recipes, and he really brings all that. Well, you met him, Dominic, and it's easy for people to be engaged with Saul and the team.
Oh, it's fantastic. And what he does is wonderful. Huh? His goal, I know, he said, is to be the best friend in Panama. So people will have to come to Islas Secas to discover what the best restaurant of Panama is. And I like that.
That is correct.
So beautiful garden and beautiful landscape. It's more than just island and where you only have, I would say, the beach and the ocean. It's much more. Huh? You have so much inside.
Yeah, it's very stylish, and the way we blend with all this beautiful natural setting, it's just a joy to walk the suspended walks. That's the Balboa restaurant. We do a lot of mixology. A nice routine is just before dinner, you come to Balboa, and then Johan will have a different recipe that you can try. Of course, we have a very nice wine offering and some traditional liquors, as I call, but the mixology is just so fun because we infuse a lot of the local seasonal fruits and ingredients and herbs with all these wonderful liquors. And there you go. You have a nice welcome to Balboa just before dinner after a long day, either wakeboarding or paddle boarding or fishing. We take some drinks before having dinner.
So the game room.
That's the game room. Oh, yes. I always have to promote our pool. Such a beautiful setting. But a lot of our rooms have their own pool. And sometimes I just got to tell the guests, remember, we have a beautiful pool area. Once they go like, I'm so glad you recommended that. Beautiful view set up. It's called the Mango Pool. We also do some yoga classes there, sometimes in the morning or in the afternoon. I just think it's a beautiful area, and guests agree. It's just that we promote it so they can see it.
It's a nice picture also to see how shallow in color the water of the Pacific side. Usually Pacific water much darker and deeper, but look, the different type of blue. So it's very unusual for Pacific side to have this type of water.
Yes, and this is why diving is so important here. We are a certified dive center as well. And this is the tented, one of the tented casitas. The tenteds are very stylish. It's very in. We open it all up and you have all the beautiful views to Coral, to Manglar, or to Pelicano beaches. Great for couples, very chic, as Dominic says. And it's been very popular. Every time we've had these guests, I like to show them the tenteds and they love it. It's a very beautiful space and blends very well with the location. And each one is in a location in which you don't see the other one. So they feel very private. Outdoor hot tub and showers. Very nice.
They have air conditioning and internet. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Air conditioning, phone, internet, safety deposit box, minibar, everything. Yeah. And that's Casita
Mirador. Only one.
Yes, that's Mirador. Thank you, my dear. This is Casita Mirador, which is like the Casita Grande architecture. This one has its own pool, and that's the inventory I was telling you about, which is the one for, I call it like couples inventory. Though it can sell for, a family mother and son or father and daughter, but ideally for couples. If you were to have families, the other side fits better because you can have the kids in one room and the parents in their room with a private pool or access to your own beach if you were staying in Sombras. Yeah, very special and a lot of attention to detail. It was hand-picked each location to make sure it was private and with beautiful views and breezes from the ocean.
And this one has a little plunge pool as well. Huh? So, but it's unique. You have only one of this one bedroom with plunge pool. Huh?
Yes, and you also have your bed, your table in which you can eat outside, or you have a bed in which you can just lay on the terrace, and this is the inside. And this is why pictures just show more than 1,000 words. That's the style. Full air conditioning, nice size bathrooms, and you can see the water. I really like the aerial pictures because that really help to see the little private beach that you have right there. That's the one that Dominique has in her back. And that's where you have access to that private beach. And actually, when the tide is even lower, you have like a little path that can connect you to the little island, which is right in front of.
It's incredible. Every morning I saw that when I was there in March, because I was staying in these casitas. So this is a 2-bedroom. Just have to know that the 2 bedrooms are really separate bedrooms. So if clients are traveling with one child, they might prefer to book only 1-bedroom casitas and have an extra bed, isn't it, Andre? Depends on the age of the kids.
Correct. That is perfectly correct.
So this is my favorite picture of all, with a little staircase on your right side to go to your beach. So I think it's amazing. So let's move to the other 2-bedroom that we call Tres Palmas.
That's Tres Palmas. Yes, each one from every angle is like a live picture that you can just enjoy every different side. As Dominique said, independent bedrooms. So it's not connecting, very important to know that. So it works well for ages, for kids that are, I would say, probably 9 or older, depending on what's your dynamic as a family. But yeah, it also works very well for 2 couples, like two friends, or 2 couples that want to have a great time. Sharing one of these 2-bedroom casitas works just great. And it's happened very often.
Looking at the Casita Grande, but we're also looking at the rock that you were saying that on low tide from Casita Sombra, you can walk to this from your beach. It's amazing.
Correct. And that's what I was saying, that when it's lower tide, you have a dry access to it. And there are many spots like this that are so joyful. And talking about this Casita Grande, this building that we see right here, the first one is one of the masters. The building in the middle is 2 connecting rooms. So that's the one. Yeah. If we're looking at this picture, is just in the back of that pool. Those are the 2 bedrooms that are connecting, and they can actually have 2 twin beds each. And then there is another master at the end. That's one of the connecting rooms that we can set as a 2 twin bed or a king bed. And we can set also an extra bed in there. So we can have 3 people in that bedroom. So it's configured to 8 people, but we can do definitely 10 easily.
So you have 2 connecting bedroom in the middle, and on 2 sides you have the 2 independent casitas, each with their little rooftop for each bedroom. So it's very nice.
Correct. This happened that families that come with their nanny, they like this option very much because they can have the kids in one room and then the nanny in their room, and then the parents can have the master each. I'm talking about small families sharing the Casita Grande. They might share the nanny as well.
Your amazing spa, everything is amazing. So
yeah, spa is definitely very special. It's been designed with a tented concept. It's a lush garden, and we do sound therapy. We can do all the aromatherapy, all organic. That's what we want to do in Secas, is truly barefoot luxury. And the hot tub, you can have your treatment, and Carolina or Kayla will have the tub ready for you after your treatment. It's a great complement after a long day of doing activities or a hike with Benny. Definitely, I make sure they save a couple of afternoons to take a spa treatment.
And you have 2 tented spa, basically 2 rooms.
Right, twin rooms, let's call it twin rooms, because it's one just like this one. So we have 2 tented treatment rooms, correct.
So now we're going to the activity center, which is amazing too. Lot of on the island.
Yeah, you can see that mess. I mean, that picture shows what we are all about. We have our activities bar with drinks, juices. You can see it, and we actually now have a board right there in which we write all the activities that are available for the day. We have a lot of clients that they think ahead about booking their activities, which is good because you can have a plan. But at the end of the day, once they showed up, they just go with the flow. We have so many things they can do, like the sea bobs, the e-foils, the kayaking, yoga, hiking. We can whisk you away in one of our beaches with a bento box and chairs and umbrellas, and we just give you a radio and let us know when you're ready after leaving your getaway private beach, and we'll come and pick you up. We definitely make sure. And the beautiful thing is that our rates is including everything, so you don't feel like you're being charged every time you do an activity. I call it like a package. I don't like to say all inclusive because it might send the wrong idea. It's a full inclusion of package with a massage, activities, diving, yoga, hiking. Yeah,
fishing, sunset cruising.
Right.
It's more than a whole inclusive. That's what I said usually when I'm presenting without you. We start, you start at $1,500, $1,500 a night for the tented casitas in the green season, which is from June to September. So yoga every day. It's great.
Yeah, and I actually think it's a great value because the gastronomy that you get for $750 per person as a couple for a honeymoon, it's a big. I mean, I think it's a great deal because we will truly deliver the value. The offering that it's included in our drinks and wines is very nice. And everything is so personal, so customized. Every time you walk into Secas, something is for sure. I'll be right there welcoming your clients and making sure they're having a great time, and I'll be texting you or making sure they rave about the experience, and so that you can send more guests to this beautiful piece of heaven. The fishing, all the wildlife in the ocean, it's very special. Sunset, we do sunset cruises in which you can go and spot some whales or dolphins, just jump into the water or just have some wine and cheese and have a great time. Might end up dancing in the boat, looking at the sunset. It depends on your mood. Right.
The whaling season, it's interesting, is in summer, and you're open until September 6th, so clients can enjoy from July to September 6th, and then you're closed from September 6th to November 19th, which you consider is the most rainy season of the year.
Correct. And also the staff is in the island the whole time, and it's also a good time to give them a break. We like to take good care of our staff just because, if you take good care of them, they will take good care of your guests.
And it shows. They're really happy to work for you and at the property. That definitely. So I know I went 3 times already, and I saw each time turtle and dolphin around the island. I have not been fishing, but I know it's as famous as Belize. And then diving is fantastic diving. Yeah.
Yes. This area, it's been very well known because of its great fishing. So you can see that the ocean to table is very popular in Secas. So every time you get a fresh catch of the day, you will have it at dinner, or Saul will make sure he does the preparation nicely. Very nice.
Would you like to refresh our memory on the post-COVID procedure to enter the country and to enter the island?
Yes, well, we feel that tourism is gaining more and more confidence. We are strongly working on getting all of our staff vaccinated. Until that happens, we will still follow the same protocol, PCRs, to come to Secas. The beauty, though, is that once you come to Secas, you pretty much disconnect from that. It's all about making sure that you feel comfortable walking in the areas. Everything is open. So once you're on property, it's not really a concern, though Panama still requires a test to access the country within 48 hours. So Islas Secas does it as well.
Celine, you're asking if the resort is open all year. So I know I don't know if next year, you're going to be closing again, maybe for the staff to take a break, April, May as well.
Well, normally the way it works is that we keep it open a week after Easter week.
Yeah.
So one more week and then we close, and also to do some maintenance into the property. We are into an island and we don't want to be doing any maintenance while we have guests, and also to give them a break. And then it'll be, I forgot the holiday that it's on the first Monday on September, but we're actually closing after that holiday and then reopening again Thanksgiving. So whenever the Thanksgiving Easter weeks are, that will tell us when we're taking a break before going back.
You're open from November 19 to what? April, mid-April, huh? And
all
then
the way.
June to September 6th, June 1st to September 6th.
Correct. From Thanksgiving all the way through a week after Easter. And then we open again in probably end of May, early June, all the way through the first week of September.
How do you handle emergency, Binas?
So happy you end.
Medical emergency.
So I'm so glad you asked that question. We used to have a paramedic on property. For this season, we reopened and we partnered with the Hospital Chiriquí. The Hospital Chiriquí is the best hospital out of Panama City, is located in Chiriquí. And we made an agreement and now we have a physician on property and we are connected to the hospital. So what we're doing right now, if something happens, hopefully not, we have the whole hospital with their emergency rooms, everything they have, ambulances, etc., even helicopters for evacuation. Remember, we have our own landing strip.
Yep.
So now I feel very strong into my emergency plan.
Oh, right. Perfect. Back to the food. You cater to vegetarian as well? Vegan?
Oh, yes. I had a guest, Mr. BT. He was British. He says, I'm coming to your property, but I gotta tell you, I've been disappointed in the region. He's been traveling for 6 months about vegan options. I'm very picky on vegan. He came for a week and he ended up staying for 2 weeks. He still writes to us saying by far we were the best foodie destination. And I like to say the last name because it's not about throwing flowers to ourselves, it's the truth. I feel very confident. It's not confidence built on what I think, it's on our guests' feedback. So big yes on the big vegan, gluten-free. It's not just to accommodate it, but also to make it delicious. It has to be tasty.
Yes.
Right.
So the yacht and the boats for tour, how many do you have, I think? How many boats total?
Okay, we have 2 big open boats that can carry up to 30 people each. And those are the ones that we normally use for diving because it's so easy to grab the tank and go into the water. Then we also have 2 CVs, which are kind of the best boats for fishing trips. And then we have the Cavada. This is 50 feet long. And this is the one that we use also for fishing, but also for the sunset on the boat. Like it's kind of a cruise, yacht experience. And then we have also the Sea Legs. The Sea Legs it's a boat with wheels that we use to take guests to private beaches. So it switches from a boat to kind of an ATV kind of thing. So we have a lot of boys. Yeah, we do have boys.
When we went to the beach for picnic, and I didn't know I was on the Sea Leg, so I was like, wow, maybe it's time to slow down. I was thinking to myself, and then the boat was keep going, getting closer to the beach, and I'm like, and then suddenly the boat came into the on the beach and stopped nearby the beautiful setup and table. That was really amazing.
Right.
So Céline, you're also wondering if we customize tour in the city before or after. So we do have contact to help you doing that. Huh?
Yes, definitely. Part of the VIP service that we offer is we grade you and we can also coordinate all of your, or give you what the suggestions are of what we think is the best option to say in Panama. And then you can go and there are beautiful things in Panama. You can see not just the canal, but the Bio Museo, which is really good, especially if you have kids. And also Casco Viejo. There are many options. And yes, we have connection that will help you.
Because it's so easy to get directly to Islas Secas, I would almost suggest to do Panama City at the end of the stay. Don't you agree?
I think so. Yes, definitely. Because you
arrive from you land on Panama, and then an hour later you're already in your vacation destination. That's quite amazing. Yeah. Stephen wanted to know about where is the air conditioning on the island. So beside all the rooms.
Yes, all of the rooms are AC. The spa is AC, and the Balboa bar is AC. The terraza is open. I mean, it'll be easier to say that anything that is like open air where the wind blows, it won't have any AC, but any enclosed uh, area is air conditioned. The spa, bar, all of the rooms. And yeah, remember we're in small inventory.
But do you agree with me that there is a natural breeze, and we really don't, we definitely don't miss when we're having dinner. Usually I remember even have a shawl on my shoulder. I don't say it was cold, but you're certainly not hot, huh? Voilà.
And definitely beer tastes better when you're sweating a little. So we'll make sure we'll bring you enough freeze the beers and margarita else mixology.
So you wanted to know also the Wi-Fi just in the room or on the entire island? I know the answer.
Yeah, all over the place, all over the place. Not that I'm telling you that on every beach you will have the Wi-Fi or in the trails, but if you are in the restaurant, the swimming pool, the spa, bar, even in some of the walking areas, the activity stock, we have a strong Wi-Fi connection throughout the island. Yes, even at the runway, at the airstrip, we have a Wi-Fi as well.
What do you think about as a destination for older clients or with mobility issue? What do you feel about that?
It depends on, I definitely not suitable for wheelchairs, but someone that can walk, not much, but just a little bit. We also have the boogies, so we can get right, and they will have to walk out a couple of steps in and out in some areas, but as long as they can walk a little bit, that's totally fine. Because there are activities that you just go in the boat in the dock, and we can take you and explore the archipelago.
I see you would like to know where the poultry and meat come from.
Yes, we work a lot with Boquete, and we have partnered with all these wonderful local producers with sustainable practice, organic, clean. So La Granjerita is one of our partners. They work organic, and that's where we source some of our poultry. Definitely the seafood is ocean to table. And yeah, we work with all the local producers so that we make sure that everything, and also we make everything in Secas, your ketchup, mayonnaise, chips, chocolate, everything. It's homemade. We get all of the resources from Boquete, which is the best source location is the highlands, the coffee, wonderful coffee from Boquete. Yeah, we're blessed in this region that is the tropics, so you can pretty much grow everything all year round.
And Lisa, we come to your question. What can you remind Lisa, what are the peak and the high season?
The what?
The peak and the high season. So the peak season is festive. Huh?
Oh, festive season, yeah. Well, that goes from December 20th all the way through January 5th.
Peak season, huh? And then the high season, January.
And then high season, it's actually when we're reopening Thanksgiving, November, all the way through December 20th. And then after peak season, we go back to high season.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then the end of April, until you close for April.
Right. And right now, this is what we call it green season.
That's where you have the lowest rate as well, huh? From June to September.
And that's when you get the most value. I think it's my favorite time of the year. Everything is so lush and green, and it's also the well season. So it's definitely a great opportunity to come explore Secas.
That's why it's better to call it a green than the low season, because there is nothing low with the season. The temperature is beautiful all year long, and it's green and it's lush. Huh?
Yeah. And the well season is that time of the year too. So it's great added value there.
Well, perfect. Selena, just to mention that their resort provide not only vegetarian, but also vegan, huh? Both of them, which... So
yes.
Is there any other question, or we just can conclude? Yes, Sylvia, you have a great question. I don't know why we forgot that. The PCR test for people who need the PCR to go back to the country. You have a great solution, huh? Because I also experienced that myself in March. Would you like to tell us more to conclude?
Of course, we can do in the island the PCR, the antigen tests. Right in the island, we just coordinate when works best just before going out. E-foiling, just stop by and we'll take the sample and then we'll print it out. Or actually, we send it by email, but we can also print it out and give it to you. We have a partner.
Everybody did it around breakfast and we were doing some e-foiling or something. And then by lunch, you give us each our little paper. So that was really nice.
Or before I used to bring the lab over to the island, but right now we have the physician. So it's so flexible. Whenever works best, we'll just go ahead and do it.
And I know you were very kind and you will do it for someone else too, but I don't like the nasal one. And I had the option with the throat, which you did. So that was very nice. You see, so not only for kids, but also for grown-up who prefer the throat.
I'm about to just give a menu and just choose which COVID test you want to have, the saliva, the antigen, the nasals.
Well, but it's nice, these people now are really traveling more and more. I think this should be also to everybody's liking. Not if there is one thing we don't like in the trip, it should not be the PCR. It should be nice, easy. Well, but thank you so much, Andre. If there are any question before, or if anybody wants to speak live to Andre, and I'll switch you to panelist side, let me know. If not, we're going to say goodbye and thank you for joining us.
Always, it's a pleasure, Dominic. Thank you so much for being such a great friend and partner. Thank you for your time and listening to us. And whenever it's the opportunity to come around, just let us know. We'll be happy to showcase this beautiful piece of Earth.
So you do have some space, huh? I think in June you have like 1 or 2 casitas here and there. Same for every month, huh? You do June, July, August, you still have space.
Yeah, we do have a space. We have some buyouts here and there that we can work around those dates, but
so you do have you don't have the buyout.
We do have space, yeah, definitely.
And Christmas, New Year, you don't have much, huh? You have more availability.
We can all check. Yeah, there might be not much in some specific dates.
Yeah, you have maybe 20 casitas, I think, still for Christmas and New Year, something. Voilà. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. And if anyone wants to join me a little later, at 3 p.m., we're going to speak about COVAX Global, which I did actually when I went to see you, Andre, you remember? To make sure in case I test positive, that I will go back to the US and spend my quarantine in my apartment. So I took a COVAX Global membership. So at 3 p.m., we have also 30 minutes with the COVAX Global team. If you have not registered yet, you can do it from our website and we'll see you there. Thank you again, Andre. And
thank you so much.
To the next one. Bye-bye. And enjoy your paradise. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.